Our country needs disciplinary action, that's why we need to implement this death penalty. A number of crime and violence is increasing, especially the murder. The truth is, it's easy for them to kill because they receive less punishment more than they do, and it is very unfair for the family and relatives of the victims. I believe that those who commit murder because they have taken the life of another have forfeited their own right to life. As long as we give second chance, they will take disadvantage to do another crime, and not everyone deserves second chance, especially if the crime is brutal, like in the murdered case of police officer Jonel Nuizca, where he killed two helpless and innocent mother and son, Sonia and Frank Gregario. Footage showed Frank's mother, Sonia, clinging onto her son to prevent him from being taken away before the officer shoots them both twice. Junel Nuizca took two lives, so he deserves death penalty to be fair in the family and relatives of the victims. If it is continued, how we can stop the killings? Without death penalty, some criminals would continue to commit crimes.
We can say that the police officer Janelle Nuwaza commit mistakes because he killed someone and he commit the Ten Commandments of God in which stated there that thou shalt not kill. But if we allow that penalty here in our country, we can say that we are no different with the police officer Janelle Nuwaza. We are also a killer. On the other hand, we cannot allow that penalty because of the current situation of our country in which the justice system in our country is not fair. People who are rich that commit mistakes can avail, but how about those poor people who commit mistakes due to poverty? That the number one reason is the corruption, and mind you, that the corruption exists because of the politician. And how can you take to see those fellow Filipino die due to justice system? That is why death penalty is not applicable here in our country. Only poor will die. And how about those rich people? Have you ever know someone that is well known and rich that commit mistakes such as rape and get killed by death penalty or sentenced by death penalty? As far as I know, there is none. Now tell me, how can we let death penalty be approved here in our country if only poor people will be sentenced to death?
Similar to other countries, they have a death penalty. Because of this, the people themselves avoid the trouble so that there will be no crime to happen, and the fact that they want to impose the said penalty. The people themselves bring peace to the country because they follow the law. Now, when you say that only the poor are miserable here because they are the only ones who cannot be given justice, while the rich individuals are safe because of money. Death penalty has nothing to do with that because that is another matter and the justice system depends on it. The death penalty violates the right to life, which happens to be the most basic of all human rights. It also violates the right not to be subjected to torture and other cruel, inhuman or degrading treatment or punishment. Furthermore, the death penalty underlines human dignity, which is inherent to every human being. There have been and always will be cases of executions of innocent people. No matter how developed a justice system is, it will always remain susceptible to human failure. Unlike prison sentences, the death is irreversible and irreparable. Yes, in other country has death penalty, but here in our country, why we need to apply death penalty? A suspect face his her seen in a lifelong prison and never been sentenced. Proponents of death penalty say it is an important tool for preserving law and order, differs crime and costs less than life imprisonment. They argue that retribution or an eye for an eye honors the victim, helps console grieving families, and ensures that the perpetrators of grievous crimes never have an opportunity to cause future tragedy.